God is not silent. Archangel Michael has spoken over and over, but each message was missed. This time, he's crying over what you're about to lose. Heaven has not been silent. From the beginning of days, the voice of God has echoed across generations, speaking through prophets, through visions, through whispers in the night, and through the messengers of fire who stand before the throne. And among these, Archangel Michael has lifted his voice time and time again, crying out in the spirit realm, warning, calling, pleading with mankind to awaken. Yet, too often, these cries have been ignored. Too often, the sound of heaven has been drowned beneath the clamor of earthly distractions. This is not the first time a warning has been sent. No, this is not the first time heaven's cry has shaken the atmosphere. It has been sent before, not once, not twice, but over and over. But each time, ears were closed, hearts were hardened, and the message was missed. And now, beloved one, something deeper resounds. This is not just a message. This is not just another trumpet sounding from above. This is a cry from the warrior of heaven himself, for he sees what you are about to lose. We are in a prophetic hour, an hour where the patience of heaven runs thin. The time for delay has ended. The time for ignorance has passed. This word does not fall upon every ear, for not all will receive it. This word is for the one standing on the edge, for the one who feels the weight of loss pressing near, for the one who knows something vital is slipping away. If you hear this now, it is because you were chosen to hear it. It is because heaven still stretches out its hand toward you before the door closes. So silence yourself. Still the noise of your heart. Lay down the endless distractions and the constant murmurs. For what is spoken now can only be received by a still spirit. What is declared in this hour is not for casual listening, but for trembling hearts ready to hear heaven's cry. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. Before the sun rises again, your spirit must awaken. Before another hour slips into darkness, you must hear what heaven is crying out. For the voice of the Almighty has not fallen silent, and his warrior, Michael, the archangel of flame and war, stands with sword drawn, calling your soul to attention. This is not an ordinary moment. This is not another passing word that you can take lightly and move on. This is a divine interruption, an invasion from heaven into your daily life, meant to shake you, meant to pull you from slumber, meant to keep you from the cliff that stands before your feet. Hear this with clarity. The voice of heaven has been ignored. Over and over, divine whispers have reached you, yet they were drowned by the noise of distraction. You were pulled by the hands of busyness, by the pull of fear, by the weight of conversations that had no eternal meaning. Heaven spoke, but the ears of the earth were deafened. Yet now the cry pierces deeper. It is not a whisper. It is not even a trumpet. It is the cry of Michael, breaking through the veil, tears burning like fire because he sees what you are about to lose. Beloved, this message is not for everyone. Many will pass by it, shrug it off, dismiss it as mere words. But not you. For you are hearing because heaven has chosen you to hear. You are catching this word because the Spirit has marked your heart. Understand the urgency. Only the spiritually sensitive will recognize it. Only the humble in spirit will discern its truth. If your spirit stirs within you now, it is because you have been numbered among the few who must awaken before it is too late. Archangel Michael does not cry without reason. Heaven does not weep without cause. When a warning becomes a cry, it means time is short. It means heaven sees the enemy's hand reaching close. It means the scale of loss is greater than you know. What you stand to lose is not small. It is vital. It is destiny. It is the very thing that has been assigned to your name since before the foundations of the world. This is why you cannot scroll past this word. This is why you cannot let your heart harden once more. The voice of God has collided with your moment, and Michael's tears are your signal that something is on the line. The heavens declare, wake up. Shake yourself free from numbness. This message is meant to cut through distraction, to pierce through the noise of your mind, to stir your soul into alignment with God's plan. You are not hearing this by accident. You were meant to pause. You were meant to feel the weight of these words. You were meant to know that heaven is watching, that angels surround you, that the Father himself has bent low to release this warning into your spirit. Do not take this lightly. Do not allow your ears to wander. For the Spirit of God hovers now, waiting for your response. Your life is being measured in the unseen. Your choices weighed on heavenly scales, and your silence before this word will determine what follows. So I declare to you, rise up in spirit. Open your heart. Acknowledge the voice. For God is not silent, and this moment is not ordinary. The cry of heaven has reached you, and the time to answer is now. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 777 has now been released over you. There are whispers in the dark about you. There are eyes that have studied your movements, mouths that have spoken your name in secret, conversations carried out in places you were never meant to hear. They discuss you, they question you, they plot around you, but they do not know the covering that surrounds you. They see the surface of your life, but they cannot see the shield that heaven has placed over your soul. They think they have power over your path, but what they do not realize is that your footsteps are ordered by the Lord, and every step is written in heaven's book before you even take it. Yet, you feel it, don't you? The unease. The stirring in your spirit that something is shifting, something is happening beyond your natural sight. You can sense that there is a conversation about your destiny, a pulling of strings behind the scenes. And though you cannot put a name to it, your heart has not been wrong. The mystery of what you are feeling is heaven's way of alerting you, stirring you to awareness, breaking you free from complacency before it is too late. Beloved, do not dismiss the restlessness you feel. That heaviness in your chest, that sense that something is slipping away. It is not your imagination. It is the Spirit's alarm sounding in your soul. You know that something is coming, but you cannot quite grasp what it is. This is why Archangel Michael cries. This is why heaven groans. Because the unseen battle around you is intensifying, and you are caught in the middle of conversations that you have not heard, but that heaven has fully recorded. The gossip, the betrayal, the unseen enemies, they believe they are hidden, but they are not hidden from God. Every word spoken in secret has been heard. Every plot designed against you has been exposed in the courts of heaven. And yet, the weight you carry now is not to destroy you. It is to awaken you. It is to shake you, to remind you that your battle is not of flesh and blood, but of powers and principalities that seek to rob you of what is precious. What you are sensing, the confusion, the unrest, the tears that come without reason, they are not signs of weakness. They are signals from the Spirit. Heaven is pressing you to stay alert, to guard what is sacred, to recognize that you are standing in a prophetic moment. This is not ordinary loss. This is not just another trial. This is about your calling, your inheritance, your destiny. This is why you feel the weight. This is why the cry of Michael shakes you now. And hear me well, though others may plot, though others may whisper, though others may try to strip you of what God has ordained, they cannot take what heaven has sealed. Still, you must be watchful. You must remain discerning. You must not ignore the signal stirring in your spirit. For if you miss them again, if you silence the Spirit's nudge, what you lose will not easily be regained. So let this word grip you. Let the mystery of it awaken you. You are not imagining things. You are being warned. You are being prepared, and you are being covered even when you cannot yet see it. Type "I am guarded" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 414 is now protecting you. The turmoil you feel is not random. The chaos surrounding you is not without purpose. Every fiery dart, every whisper of betrayal, every storm that has risen around you has been allowed because you are marked, because you are chosen, because the seal of heaven rests on your name. The enemy would not trouble himself with you if you carried nothing worth stealing. The adversary does not waste resources on the empty or the powerless. He attacks the ones carrying oil, the ones destined to rise, the ones whose very existence threatens his kingdom. That is why you have been targeted. That is why the weight has been so heavy. Do not mistake your suffering as abandonment. Do not confuse your warfare with rejection. The battle itself is your evidence. It is your confirmation that you are carrying something divine, something eternal, something hell cannot stand. The level of resistance you face is equal to the level of calling that has been placed upon your life. That is why the winds rage so fiercely. That is why the attacks feel relentless. Heaven is not silent, and the evidence of your battle proves that you are aligned with God's purpose. Hear me clearly. The chaos is not meaningless. It is not a mistake. It is a test, a refining, a revealing of who you truly are and what side you stand on. Every response you give in this season is being recorded in the spirit realm. Every word you speak, every decision you make, every posture you take, it is being weighed on the scales of heaven. You are under surveillance, not by men, but by angels who move at the command of God. Heaven watches closely, not to condemn you, but to measure your faith, to reveal your endurance, to prepare your crown. Beloved, what you see as betrayal is actually training. What you feel as loss is preparation. What you perceive as abandonment is in truth an unveiling of your true strength. The warfare is not to destroy you. It is to purify you, to strip away the fragile, to call forth the warrior within you. Archangel Michael himself, the captain of heaven's armies, has been dispatched to your side. His tears flow not because you are defeated, but because he sees the weight of your battle and longs for you to stand, longs for you to endure, longs for you to recognize that what you face is not carnal, but deeply spiritual. Do not let the enemy trick you into thinking the storm is ordinary. It is not. The opposition you face is spiritual confirmation that your name is known in heaven, written, remembered, and called. The pressure you feel is heaven's way of refining your faith until it is stronger than steel, purer than gold, and brighter than fire. You are chosen, and the conflict is your evidence. So take courage. Lift your head. Know that every tear you've cried, every sleepless night, every moment of confusion has been witnessed by God. You are not alone in this war. Heaven surrounds you. Angels fight for you. The Spirit strengthens you. And this battle, though it feels unbearable, will not break you. It will reveal you. Type "I am covered" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 888 is now surrounding you with protection. Beloved, hear me with trembling. The battle is no longer distant. The storm is no longer forming. It has already begun to press against your door. The Spirit declares that hidden forces have set their plans in motion, and the confrontation you have been sensing is nearing its appointed hour. Within the next 72 hours, the pressure will increase. The unseen weight you have felt will intensify, and you will recognize the truth of what heaven has been warning. This is not to frighten you, but to prepare you, because heaven never leaves its chosen unaware. What you are about to face is not a light inconvenience. It is not a minor test. It is the very moment Archangel Michael has wept over, for he sees the scale of what hangs in the balance. This is not about mere possessions. This is not about what the eye can see. This is about destiny, inheritance, and eternal calling. What you lose in this hour cannot easily be regained. If it slips through your hands, years of progress may be undone. Doors long fought for may close, and blessings ordained for the season may be delayed. That is why heaven cries. That is why Michael's voice pierces the atmosphere. There is urgency now. The time to be casual has passed. The time to delay is ended. You are stepping into a prophetic hour where choices will echo for years, where silence will guard you, or words will betray you, where wisdom will preserve you, or recklessness will strip you of what is sacred. Heaven is warning because you are about to encounter a moment that demands vigilance, prayer, and clarity. The Spirit whispers, "Be alert. Watch. Do not dismiss the unusual. Do not ignore the sudden shift. There will be signs in the conversations around you, signs in the atmosphere of your home, signs even in your dreams. Heaven will not leave you blind, but if you ignore the signals again, loss will strike deep. Remember, beloved, warnings ignored become losses endured. Michael cries because heaven knows the cost. The enemy does not seek what is worthless. He seeks only what is precious. He has studied you, waited for a moment of weakness, searched for an open door, and now he believes his time has come. But he has underestimated one thing, that heaven has already gone before you. Angels have been dispatched, shields have been raised, and the Spirit of God hovers near, waiting for your responsive faith. Do not panic, but do not dismiss this hour. You are standing in a divine countdown, a window of 72 hours that carries weight in the Spirit. The pressure you feel is not your imagination. It is confirmation. The heaviness is not random. It is a sign. What you are about to encounter requires strength, silence, and steadfast trust in the one who fights for you. So take this warning as heaven's mercy. Let Michael's cry pierce your heart. For what you are about to face will either steal what you cannot afford to lose, or it will prove your faith strong enough to endure and rise. The choice is before you. The hour has arrived. Type "I am alert" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1919 is now covering your steps. Beloved, in this hour of intensifying warfare, your greatest weapon is not noise, nor argument, nor retaliation. It is silence. The Spirit says, remain still, remain covered, remain hidden under the shadow of the Almighty. For the enemy seeks to draw you out, to provoke your tongue, to make you react in flesh when heaven requires you to stand in spirit. Do not be deceived. Your silence now is not weakness. It is strategy. It is not surrender. It is preservation. Every word you speak carries weight, and in this moment, careless words could destroy, but silence will protect what God has assigned to you. The enemy has set traps, not with swords, but with conversations. He has stirred gossip, betrayal, and provocation. He longs for you to defend yourself, to justify yourself, to fight in your own strength. But heaven says, do not answer. Do not give fuel to the fire. For your silence in this hour is a shield, and your restraint is your weapon. Just as Christ himself was silent before his accusers, so too are you called to guard your tongue and let heaven fight your battles. Do not think silence means passivity. Silence in the Spirit is powerful. Silence is filled with prayer. Silence is filled with watchfulness. Silence is filled with angelic movement in the unseen. When you hold your tongue, heaven speaks on your behalf. When you withdraw from chaos, the armies of God advance in your defense. When you choose stillness, the voice of God thunders louder than your own could ever reach. This is the strategy of preservation that Archangel Michael now releases over you. So withdraw from the noise. Step back from the arguments. Pull away from the entanglements. This is not the season to explain yourself. This is not the season to prove yourself. This is the season to be hidden in God, to stay under his wing, to let his angels surround you. Let your silence confuse your enemies. Let your stillness disarm their plans. Let your calmness reveal that you are not shaken, because you know the one who fights for you. And while you are silent before men, be loud before heaven. Pour your heart out to God. Let your tears speak where your words cannot. Let your prayers rise like incense before the throne. Heaven hears every cry. Heaven measures every tear. Heaven responds to every whispered prayer. While you stay quiet in the natural, your spirit roars in the supernatural, and Archangel Michael himself joins his voice to yours. This is your protective shield. This is your strategy for survival. The coming days will test your patience, will tempt you to answer back, will provoke you to prove your worth. But do not fall for it. Keep silent. Remain watchful. Stay in prayer. For your silence will preserve what your words could destroy. And hear me clearly, you are not abandoned in your silence. You are surrounded. Heaven watches over you. Angels are stationed around your dwelling. The Spirit himself groans with words too deep for you to express. You are covered, you are guarded, you are protected. Even in silence, heaven speaks. Type "I am guarded by heaven" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2323 is now activated over your life. Beloved, listen closely. You are not as fragile as they believe. You are not as weak as your enemies have whispered. You are not as broken as the storm has tried to convince you. For within you burns a fire that has not gone out, a strength that has been forged in suffering, a resilience that only trial could create. Heaven declares that you have been tested by fire, and you have not been consumed. You have been pressed on every side, but you have not been crushed. You have been struck down, but you have not been destroyed. What was meant to kill you has instead revealed the unshakable foundation of who you are in God. You see, the enemy looked at you and thought you would break. He calculated your endurance and assumed you would crumble. He designed storms to drown you, betrayals to wound you, losses to silence you. Yet here you are, still breathing, still standing, still listening to the voice of heaven. This is proof that his plan failed. This is evidence that your calling is greater than the weight of your warfare. You are not a victim. You are a survivor, a warrior, one clothed in the resilience of God. Archangel Michael does not weep over your weakness. He weeps because you have not yet recognized your strength. Heaven sees what you cannot yet see, that you have already overcome more than you realize. That the tears you thought were signs of defeat were in truth the water that nourished your roots. That the nights you spent in silence were not empty, but filled with the quiet work of transformation. You are not who you were when this battle began. You have been refined. You have been sharpened. You have been anointed by fire. Now is the time to rise. Spread your wings. Let the ashes fall from your garments, for heaven declares that you are rising in strength. You will not stay bound. You will not stay silent in defeat. You are being elevated by the very storm that tried to bury you. What was meant to crush you has only made you stronger. What was designed to silence you has only deepened your voice. You are no longer defined by the weight of your trials, but by the power of your endurance. Beloved, you are more than what has happened to you. You are more than the pain, more than the betrayal, more than the loss. You are chosen. You are crowned. You are equipped. The enemy's greatest mistake was thinking you would stay down. Heaven's greatest delight is watching you rise again. For you are not fragile clay. You are refined steel. You are not broken pottery. You are a vessel of fire. So lift your head. Square your shoulders. Speak life over yourself. Declare with boldness, I will not break, I will not quit, I will rise. For heaven has already decreed your victory, and your empowerment begins the moment you recognize who you are in God. Type I am stronger than the storm in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1010 is now breathing strength into your spirit. Beloved, hear this truth. The storm you have endured has not been for nothing. The tears you've cried, the silence you've kept, the heaviness you've carried, it has all been part of a divine preparation. Heaven has not abandoned you in chaos. Heaven has been preparing you through it. What has felt like loss has been a doorway. What has felt like delay has been protection. What has felt like abandonment has in fact been the Father's hand, shaping, refining, and guarding you until the right moment. That moment is now. Do not be deceived. The pressure you have faced has been a prophetic signal. It was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to unlock you. The enemy wanted you to think the fire was punishment, but heaven says the fire was preparation. The shaking around you was not the end. It was the announcement of a beginning. This storm has been heaven's hidden classroom, where you have been trained, tested, and proven for a higher level. Beloved, hear this clearly. You are standing before a door that heaven has kept closed until this very hour. The door was guarded because you were not ready before. The opportunities were withheld because your spirit needed to be strengthened. The promises were delayed because your character had to be refined. But now the cry of Michael comes to awaken you, because what was locked is about to be unlocked. What was delayed is about to be delivered. What was hidden is about to be revealed. The Spirit says, this storm has been the wrapping around your gift. This battle has been the covering over your blessing. Inside the very thing you thought would break you is the breakthrough you have been waiting for. The enemy tried to make you believe you were losing, when in reality heaven was preparing to give you more than you imagined. The shaking you feel is the sound of chains breaking, doors opening, and new paths being laid before you. You must know this. Your name is not forgotten. Your tears have not been wasted. Your prayers have not been ignored. Heaven knows your name. Heaven has written it in the book of remembrance. Heaven has whispered it in chambers you cannot see. You are known, beloved. You are seen. You are remembered. This battle is the sign that heaven has chosen you for a new season of release. Take courage, for what has been hidden is about to be revealed. Take strength, for what has been delayed is about to be delivered. Take hope, for what you thought was slipping away will return with increase. The storm is not your end. It is your unlocking. Type my door is opening in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2020 is now releasing your breakthrough. Beloved, the time for silence has ended. The season of hiding has served its purpose, but now the heavens declare, it is time to rise into your destiny. For too long you have questioned, doubted, and wondered if you truly carry what God has spoken over you. For too long you have let fear silence your voice and hesitation paralyze your steps. But heaven will not let you sit. in the shadows any longer. Archangel Michael cries not only because of what you were about to lose, but also because of the greatness that is waiting to be claimed. Heaven is calling for your yes. The Spirit whispers, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" And your heart is the answer. Your yes is what heaven has been waiting for. Your surrender is what activates the destiny already written over your life. You are not being called to survive any longer. You are being called to step into your divine assignment. And every delay you have endured, every test you have passed, every night you have prayed in silence has prepared you for this hour. Hear me clearly. Destiny is not passive. It does not fall upon you without choice. Destiny requires activation, and activation requires courage. You must rise boldly. You must step with faith. You must speak what God has placed on your tongue. Heaven has given you authority, but it will only manifest when you walk in it. Do not shrink back. Do not retreat. Do not let the enemy convince you that you are too weak, too broken, or too late. You are none of these. You are chosen, equipped, and called for such a time as this. Beloved, the world is waiting for your light. The storm you have endured was not only about you, it was about those connected to you, those who will be set free because you stepped into your assignment. Your yes will break chains for others. Your obedience will open doors for generations. Your voice will shift atmospheres. Do you not see? The battle has always been about your destiny, because your destiny carries power to impact more than yourself. Heaven watches now. Angels stand ready. The scroll of your life waits to be unrolled. You cannot delay any longer. Lift your head, open your mouth, stretch out your hands, and declare, "I will walk in my calling. I will not retreat. I will not quit. I will rise." For when you declare it, heaven seals it. When you step forward, doors swing open. When you choose faith over fear, the earth responds, and your destiny begins to manifest. Do not underestimate the weight of this moment. Do not think these words are ordinary. This is your summons, your activation, your commissioning. You are sealed, seen, and sent. Rise with boldness, for your destiny waits for no one, and heaven has declared it is your time. Type "My destiny is activated" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3030 is now igniting your calling. Beloved, while you wrestle with uncertainty in the natural, there is a mystery unfolding in the unseen. Behind the veil of this world, beyond what your eyes can detect, a silent exchange has been taking place in the spirit. Do not think for a moment that your tears have fallen into emptiness. Do not believe that your prayers have vanished into silence. Every sigh, every groan, every whispered plea has become currency in the courts of heaven. And in this very hour, angels are trading what the enemy tried to steal, reclaiming what was taken, and placing into your hands something far greater than what you thought you lost. The Spirit reveals this to you now. What you assumed was gone forever has not vanished. It has only shifted. Heaven has taken hold of it. Heaven has preserved it. Heaven is returning it to you in a form purified, multiplied, and refined. There are spiritual negotiations happening even as you sleep, even as you sit in silence, even as you weep when no one sees. Archangel Michael and the armies of heaven move on your behalf, engaging in battles you do not witness, securing victories you cannot yet perceive. Beloved, your spirit has known this before your mind could grasp it. That strange peace that overtakes you when nothing makes sense. That sudden assurance that rises even when everything around you looks lost. That is the witness of your spirit, sensing what heaven has already sealed. Your heart knows before your eyes can see, because the spirit within you is tied to eternity. And eternity is already celebrating your restoration. Do not mourn as if nothing remains. Do not despair as if all is gone. For what you thought was snatched from your hands was in truth lifted into the hands of heaven. And there it has been guarded from decay, protected from corruption, preserved for this appointed time. The exchange is this: what the enemy thought was victory has become his defeat, and what you thought was your ending is being returned as your beginning. Even now, beloved, angels are moving silently around you. They are shifting atmospheres in your workplace. They are softening hearts in your relationships. They are opening doors that were bolted shut. While you have cried in secret, heaven has been working in secret. While you have wondered if God is silent, God has been orchestrating what your eyes could not yet bear to see. This is the divine mystery. Nothing surrendered to God is ever truly lost. Nothing stolen from the chosen goes unrecovered. Nothing broken in your hands remains broken in His. The silent exchange is underway, and soon what you carry will not resemble what was stolen. It will be better, greater, heavier with glory. So, still your heart. Trust what your spirit senses. Be what heaven is whispering now. For though you cannot see the full picture, the silent exchange ensures that nothing is truly gone. It is only being returned to you in a higher form. Type "I receive my exchange" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 5151 is now releasing restoration into your life. Beloved, the scales of heaven have begun to shift. The gavel of divine justice has already struck, and the sentence has been passed in your favor. Every plot that was whispered in shadows, every trap that was laid in secret, every plan designed to see you fall has now been overturned by the hand of Almighty God. Hear me well. What was meant for your destruction will return to its center. The weapons formed against you will not only fail, they will recoil. What was designed to break you will become the very instrument that builds you. This is the hour of reversal. The Spirit declares, "Vengeance belongs to the Lord, and He has arisen to contend for you." Heaven's justice does not forget. The one who sees all, who hears every word, who records every action, has seen your tears, has heard your cries, and has documented your pain. Now He rises to balance the scales. The same mouths that mocked you will be silenced. The same hands that tried to strip you will come up empty. The same forces that thought they had triumphed will watch their schemes unravel before their very eyes. Beloved, you must understand that justice in heaven looks different than justice on earth. It is not merely about punishing the wicked, it is about restoring the righteous. This is why you will not just survive this battle, you will be vindicated. Your name will be cleared. Your reputation will be restored. The very thing they tried to use against you will become the evidence of God's faithfulness in your life. What they thought would be your shame will be your testimony. Archangel Michael's tears are not only cries of warning, but also cries of victory. For he knows that the enemy's time is short. He knows that the court of heaven has already declared the verdict. Beloved, you are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. The reversal is already in motion. The tables have already turned, and you are about to see with your own eyes what heaven has decreed. Take courage, for the very ground where you were humiliated will be the ground where you are exalted. The very situation that brought you sorrow will be the place where joy overflows. The same people who questioned your faith will witness your breakthrough. This is how God vindicates his children, not in secret, but in sight of all, so that his glory is revealed through your story. And know this, every act of malice, every unjust word, every betrayal against you is not forgotten. Heaven is meticulous. Justice is exact. What they plotted against you will return to them tenfold. Not because you wish harm, but because the spiritual law of sowing and reaping cannot be broken. What they sowed in deception, they will reap in defeat. What they sowed in cruelty, they will reap in collapse. And you, beloved, will walk away not bitter, not broken, but vindicated, elevated, and crowned. So lift your eyes. Stand tall. Justice has found you, reversal has begun, and your vindication will not be delayed. Type divine justice is mine in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9090 is now releasing reversal over your enemies and restoration over your life. Beloved, hear the summoning of heaven one final time. God has not been silent. His word has gone forth like fire. His messenger, Archangel Michael, has cried out again, and though many have ignored, though many have missed it, you have heard. And because you have heard, you stand under the covering of a promise that cannot fail. This time, the cry was not just warning, it was weeping. Heaven wept over what you were about to lose, but now heaven rejoices over what you are about to gain. Do not doubt it. Do not waver in it. From the first word to the last, this message has been heaven's way of wrapping you in clarity, strength, and divine protection. The storm you endured, the whispers you heard, the losses you feared, none of them were the final chapter. They were preparation for the unveiling of your destiny. You are not lost. You are not abandoned. You are sealed, you are seen, and you are sent into a future brighter than the tears of your past. Archangel Michael stands over you, sword raised, declaring that your path is shielded, your destiny secured, your inheritance preserved. No force of darkness, no whisper of betrayal, no hand of the enemy can strip from you what God has ordained. Heaven has spoken. Heaven has worn. Heaven has wept. And now heaven blesses. So rise with purpose. Walk with courage. Declare with boldness, I am covered. I am chosen. I am unstoppable. Let the cry of Michael echo in your spirit as a reminder that God is not silent and his word over you will not return void. You are stepping out of fear and into faith. You are stepping out of loss and into restoration. You are stepping out of silence and into destiny. This is your covering. This is your affirmation. This is your final blessing. You are not forsaken. You are not forgotten. You are not finished. Heaven's voice has reached you, and the time to walk in your divine assignment is now. Type "I am sealed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1212 is now resting upon you with strength, clarity, and divine favor.